I got a top 10 list for you. We'll count down 10 to 1 the teams under the most pressure in the NFL this season. Let's get it started.
Number 10.
All right, I'm starting with the Cleveland Browns at 10. Yes, some weird expectations in Vegas for the Browns. Their win total was a little higher than expected. Deshaun Watson, as Mangini just told you, has a year under his belt to get acclimated. And oh, by the way, Kevin Stefanski, the pressure's on. This is year 4. Year 1, he goes to the playoffs and wins a game. Then they regress. Then they regress more. He's got to get to the playoffs and win. I think he's got to get to the Super Bowl probably to keep everybody happy in Cleveland. A lot of pressure on the Cleveland Browns this year, starting at number 10. Number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9, the Baltimore Ravens. Listen, I know we all love Lamar Jackson. I've defended him on the show a ton. He's got one playoff win. They just gave him all of the money. They added Odell Beckham. This is the best receiving locker room that Lamar Jackson has had in Baltimore. They got a new OC. There's a lot of newness. I'm not as bullish on them this year. I think there is a lot of pressure, though, on this team to kind of get back. Lamar's got to stay healthy. He just got a fat contract. Ravens checking in at number 9.
Number 8.
Here we go. Denver Broncos. My guy, Sean Payton. We miss him on the herd, but he's got bigger fish to fry in Denver. Listen, Russell Wilson, we can be honest. He wasn't good last year. Massive regression. We can blame it on Hackett if we want to. We can blame it on him acclimating in his first year in Denver. But the cold reality is, you bring in an offensive-minded coach, and what was his first move? Let's bring in a good backup quarterback, Jarrett Stidham, who proved a lot with the Raiders. And I just wonder, folks, how much pressure is on Russell Wilson and Sean Payton to really make a deep run and get to the Super Bowl. Folks, if they don't make the playoffs, I think we could seriously look at Russell Wilson as being on the move elsewhere in Denver.
Number 7.
Yes, here we go. Number 7. I know my Los Angeles friends are not going to like this, but I have the Rams at 7, okay? Let's remember, Aaron Donald nearly retired after the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford coming off a major surgery. There were questions, do the Rams move on from him? And oh, by the way, their coach McVay came super close to retiring. They trade away Jalen Ramsey. Look at the defensive depth chart for this team. You got a bunch of dudes like I've never heard of. I don't know this team could stop anybody. We'll see what Stafford has left in the tank. It's a very thin roster. And folks, if they miss the playoffs, remember, they were Super Bowl winners and then the worst drop-off from a Super Bowl winner, I believe, ever. What if they miss the playoffs again? What's going to happen? Does McVay say, I'm out? Does Aaron Donald check out? I think the Rams have massive pressure this season.
Number 6.
Let's go back to the AFC. The Miami Dolphins, a team I can't stand. They got some pressure. Listen, you don't go all in and pick up Jalen Ramsey and expect no pressure. Remember, last year, Tyreek Hill. This year, Jalen Ramsey. Oh, by the way, what's Tua's future like? Everybody gave McDaniel the genius label, and I'm not banging him. McDaniel was excellent last year. But they have a loaded, top-heavy roster and a lot of questions at quarterback if Tua can't stay healthy and avoid the concussions. Financially, they're all in. I mean, you gotta love their roster. They got talent, but they also got to win. I think Super Bowl or bust for the Miami Dolphins.
Number 5.
Let's go back to San Francisco. Listen, I talked about it with Eric Mangini. This is a team, they got some issues. I know they were close last year with Brock Purdy, but let's remember, they traded up for Trey Lance. There is not a lot of wiggle room. If this team all of a sudden regresses to, say, 9 wins, you're going to start having questions. Boy, can Shanahan ever win the big one? What the hell were they doing trading up for Trey Lance? And then you got to start, thinking, like, is Brock Purdy the guy if there's regression? I like Purdy a lot. I don't think regression happens, but there is pressure in San Francisco to get to a Super Bowl. They've come up short now twice in the Shanahan era.
Number 4.
Let's go to the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody loves talking about the Cowboys. Folks, when you dump your OC and your defensive coordinator now 2 off seasons has gone around hunting for jobs, and you got McCarthy, who's like, I got the offense now. You got Dak Prescott, kind of. The offense, Zeke is gone. Like, I don't know who else you're going to blame if this team doesn't deliver. Dallas is as good defensively as they've ever been, but we know offense matters more in this league. I think there's a lot of pressure on Dallas, and folks, it's not that hot of a take, but there's a world where this team misses the playoffs and McCarthy's gone, and then do you elevate Quinn, and what do you do? It could go sideways. A lot of pressure on the Dallas Cowboys heading into the season.
Number 3.
Yes, my New York Jets. I'm trying to crowbar them into every segment on the show, obviously. Listen, there's obviously pressure. Saleh, we know he needs to win playoffs or you're fired. GM, Joe Douglas, you better get to the playoffs or you're fired. Aaron Rodgers, playoffs would be nice. You got to get to a Super Bowl, buddy. You got to get back to a Super Bowl, Rodgers. You just have to. I know it's your first year. You got a young team. You're in a leadership role. I do believe Aaron Rodgers is motivated, as I said at the outset of the show, motivated to do what Brady did. Leave the place that didn't totally love you or respect you, draft it over your head, and you want to leave and win a Super Bowl. A lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers. A lot of guys in the front office and coaches, they're also worried about this season.
Number 2.
Colin Cowherd loves Justin Herbert more than any player in the league, possibly. And the Chargers, I know some people are going to say, whoa, can they win a playoff game? Yeah, can they please? Seriously, Brandon Staley, how many more chances is he going to get? They bring in a new OC in Kellen Moore, and you got to wonder, like, all right, you know, we came up a little short in the playoffs against the Jags after blowing a massive lead. We'll change out the OC. Well, what do you change out if you don't win a playoff game or maybe make a deep playoff run? Well, it's got to be the head coach, and you're paying Justin Herbert, so he's no longer on the rookie deal. A lot of pressure on the Chargers.
Number 1.
Ah, yes. You knew it was coming, ladies and gentlemen, the Buffalo Bills. Last year went into the season Super Bowl favorites. Josh Allen, MVP favorite. They won a lot of games, and what happened in the playoffs? They crapped out once again. The Buffalo Bills are teetering. This is a massive season. I see the big story this week. Josh Allen's now got a new girlfriend. He's dating an actress. Okay, great. Congratulations, Josh Allen. What are you going to do with the Hopkins situation? Are you going to go get him? Stephon Diggs doesn't seem particularly happy. Or maybe he's just old and crabby. Buffalo really laid an egg at home in the playoffs last year. And folks, there is more pressure on the Bills to get to the Super Bowl than any other team in the NFL.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.